would it be like if there's one? What would that look like? Because I think there's some of the words you guys have said they're hard words in our culture, but they're life-giving to you. You know, I stand amazed that people show up at 6:30 every morning for Bible study and that they want to study this and that they're invested in it. I'm amazed. You know, I heard that your first interaction between the two of you guys, you know. You're on the table, Greg's on the road, getting to there. I mean, really, you go there for Bible study, right? Before you go there for work. I mean, one thing we could all sit back and go, how cool Greg is, how incredibly committed he is.
He is cool.
And he is. He's so committed. It's great. True. But partly by idealizing individuals, what you also don't get is the opportunity to say, actually, this is really where life is. This really is where life is.
I think that's,
Experiencing life together can be more than just, hey, we hang out and play golf. We experience life together because we invest in life together. There's something really interesting about that. What would it be like to actually invite people into that? It's one of the bases. So this is really interesting. That privilege to serve part was rolling in my head. I was thinking about, there's something about that you can embrace, but we'll make a mistake if we go, no, isn't that so great about her?
Next door too.
Right, we'll miss it. And this is what people do all the time, by the way. They do this all the time for like Steve and Joy. You know, like, oh my gosh, they're so committed. I could never do that. How could be a clergy? Oh my gosh. What they miss is that experience is actually, by putting them on a pedestal, is also a way of you not being part of the very thing that is life-giving to their lives that they're trying to open up and share with you.
Can I add one other thing? Gene brought it up, but encouragement, because there are musicians especially that I get to play with, and they're encouraging, even in other groups. I mean, when you get that from each other, whether it be a mentor mom or just a musician trying to help propel you, that's a huge part of those relationships.
Yeah, this encouragement theme comes up a lot. Is that, tell me more about that. Is that like a unique part of it, you guys? I mean,
I think it's also connected to supportive.
Okay.
You know, supporting one another. In other words, we encourage each other, building each other up to be able to enable them to do what they're gifted to do.
Okay.
I think that would be a lot of it. And just, of course, in a new church, just basically, you know, there's also the factor of, come on, hang in there. We're going to get there.
Yeah. We have to give courage to each other. Do not, I mean, I'm writing a blog post this morning on courage, actually, which is interesting. And I started thinking about that. Part of what courage is about giving heart to someone. It's about, to encourage, is to give heart. Courage, that core is the word heart. Courage literally is to not lose heart, to be big-hearted. And the imagery that I think about is, we think about encouragement as going, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. But what we're really doing with encouragement is we're really trying to say, how can I give you back passion and heart and energy so you can do the thing you are called to do? So you can stand there in the middle, so that you can, and that the encouragement isn't just being, positive, but it's really being strengthening and enlivening. And that maybe there's this piece that you'll have to keep working through about, if we're going to invite people into this life, we're going to have to be an encouraging community. We're going to have to give courage to people because they're going to have so much reason to fail. They're nervous to fail. They're to give up hope, to lose heart, because it's hard. It's a hard thing.
And one of the selfish things is that appreciation you get when you do serve. It just makes you feel so good when a parent thanks you for teaching Sunday school or.
Are the people in the church good at being grateful?
I think so.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I think so.
What's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great quality.
And it may be selfish, but it just reinforces
The difference you make.
the difference you make. Yeah, you feel like you've really.
See, that's not selfish. That by paying attention to it, what you're realizing is the strength of the church. I mean, I actually worked with a church once where they had sign-ups for the nursery, and 4 different moms showed up and said, I'll get my girl to come in. I'll send my nanny to work in the nursery.
Oh my.
Think about that. Oh yeah, we're really committed to having the nursery. I'll send my nanny. Don't worry, I'll pay for her time, but I'll send her. I'll send my nanny. Like, so think about the difference of that ethos and the ethos of this is a church that actually gets that the people doing it are the people doing it. They're grateful, they're appreciative,
One of the reasons I can is because I get to serve at a grassroots level.
I get to serve. This comes up a lot.
Yeah, because even when I came from PCOM, and I'm not putting that down at all, it was so large at the time that I couldn't find a place where my gifts were really expressed well. And when I came here, it was like so much available. I mean, you couldn't run out of things to do. So, you know, it was a huge possibility. It was a possibility to be able to serve.
Yeah. When we had the consultant come in to work with us, when Tag Consulting came in and worked with us, they basically, the quick story behind it was we had just finished our fiscal year, $100,000 to the good. First time in my life I've ever been part of a church that had that much money. It was amazing. And so literally I was like this, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? This is so cool. We have all these big dreams we want to do, and we had just spent, it was a year after my sabbatical, and during my sabbatical we'd done this time talking about our kingdom dreams, the things we hoped would happen, and the things that our church would do in the community. We had this list of these great things, and I remember going to the session going, we've got to have $100,000 more this year. I've never been part of a church that's ever finished this. This is incredible. What do you guys want to do? And they all went like this. We should put it in a bank. I went, what? Yeah, we're gonna have debt and what energy, man. I was like, I've never seen $100,000 so burden people in my life. I went to the consultant guy that I was meeting at the time and I said, well, what do you think we should do? I can't know to do this. He goes, you guys got a vision problem. I go, vision problem? We don't have a vision problem. We got a huge vision. I fired him. And I ended up calling the Tag folks in and I said, I don't get it. I don't know what to do about this. I'm like, there's this hill. We got to charge the hill. And I had the whole group of people going, they came in and they basically did an assessment of us, which was this amazing process. And they did this assessment, and they finished the assessment, and they basically said this, in a nutshell, people love the church, they trust you, they trust the leadership, they love the vision, they know exactly where we're headed, but, here's the big number, I can't personally connect to the vision. I can't personally make a difference here. I don't get to serve, I'm not privileged to serve, I don't know where to connect, it's so big, and you guys got pros handling everything, and all the decisions are being made at the top, and you guys are doing a fine job. And really, if I thought something was wrong, I'd tell you it's not. So
it's easy to be anonymous in a bigger church.
Yeah, so we can be anonymous, but also what I realized is it also made they weren't very inspired. They were like, okay, you want to do another thing? Sure, go ahead. Church, here, take the $100,000. So we started dismantling all of our systems. We spent the last 3 years dismantling everything to put people back to work. Now, I had 7 pastors at the time. I have 2. And we have more people in worship today than we did then. Our very strength, which was that we had come together around this unified vision, now was stopping us because we weren't able to engage people with their passions. We realized we were taking the ministry out of the hands of people. So instead of having a group of people going, $100,000, oh my gosh, we are ready to go. Look, we've had this thing we've been waiting for. Thank God, let's do it. I ended up with a bunch of people going, okay, if you want to. We had totally flattened the energy level in the church, and that